Oh, hey there. I guess it's been a long time. Yeah, I kind of got caught up in a feature and lost my mojo a little bit as well. Had some vacation, but I did a bit of work to bring myself back on track. And I've now completed the briefing feature or the manualing, if you will. So I'm going to demo that really quick, and I'm also going to show something else that I did as kind of like something just to append to the video. You don't have to watch it if you don't. Well, you don't have to watch any of it if you don't want to, but especially that. So I'll just quickly go over the briefing. So now you can click this. There's this briefing selection. You can go here. It's got a cover page, and then you can just kind of click through the pages, and it will tell you how to play the game. I'd kind of like to do this as a video at some point in the future and just have it linked, but I wanted to make sure that I had something that didn't require an internet connection first. So if you just go through all the pages, they'll tell you how to play the game. You can click this button here to take you back to the table of contents, which just has chapter skips. So you can kind of go to each chapter, with this being the introduction, an overview of the interface, and then a field guide or how you played the thing. So that's what's taken up the bulk of my time lately. To help myself though, I wanted to be able to. So if if you only want to see the feature, you can stop watching here. But since I'm here, I'm going to demo something else I've been working on. So I just kind of made up a quick little editor so that I could build these pages. Ignore that. That's just my phone going off. Huzzah! Um, I wanted to be able to build these just a little bit more uh, quickly. And doing it by hand was just a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I kind of built a WinForms editor version so I can do stuff like this. So I'm just gonna kind of go through, an example of the things that I can do. Um, so let me just get everything ready here because I probably should have done that ahead of time. All right. So what I want to do is I'm just gonna, here's, oh, of course, I always have to build this beforehand. Probably some designer, quirk that I'm not aware of. Um, but every time I close the project or I do a different kind of build, I have to build this thing. Okay, so here's an example of a page that I've created already. I've got a text box and a texture or a picture. Um, so let's just say that we want to make a new one of these. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to add a new class. And I'm going to call this, or let's call it demo page. And then I've made a class called designer host base. And that is just kind of providing all of the base functionality for my designer. Um, so that builds me a constructor. For the purposes of CodeLogic, I've just got to set up a couple of things. This tool is actually going to generate me code that will go directly into the game. So I want to tell it to have a namespace. So if I just go to View Designer, I'll paste this in because I have it from another one. I also want to have a size, which is set to the content. This is just what the size is going to be inside of the actual game when it gets ported over. And then I'll need to tell in the constructor here, I'll just need to call this initialize component. So that's all I need to do in order to start building content for a layer in my game. But I'm also going to just add it to the builder demo page so that I can generate an output for it. So now that we have this canvas, I'm going to go to my toolbox, which will pop up with my controls. So I have a formatted text label and a static texture. So let's start with a static texture. When I drop one down, uh, I just don't have a texture asset selected. So I can click this button and I can actually pick the one that I want. Um, so let's pick that plane that I use for the background. So I can click OK, and now I have the plane, and I can resize it, and I can move it wherever I want. I can also go to the properties, and I can say maintain aspect ratio. So it'll keep the aspect ratio of the source image. I can do other things, like I can set the width, or I can set the height. I can set the size to whatever the size of the actual texture is. Just some convenience pieces of functionality. So I'm just going to do this for now. And maybe I will add another texture in here. Results equal, and I'm just going to use this as a bullet point. Let's say we'll make this 50 by 50. Nah, that's too big. 25 by 25. Cool. And then I'm going to take some text with my formatted text label editor control. And I'm going to put it next to it. And then I can, whoops, I did not want to do that. Oh no. Undo deleted everything. Okay, well that was fun. I don't really want to start this video over again, so bear with me. Let's just get the plane back. Obviously there's a few quirks, but all in all, it is better. I'm just going to save this now as I go, just in case. Okay, get another texture for my bullet point. And I had that set to 50 by 50. I'll put maintain aspect ratio back on. Oh, sorry, it was actually 25 by 25. And then I'll create my text. So this is the same text control that I actually use in the game. So I can do all sorts of stuff with it. I made a little editor here. So the first things that I'll do is I'm probably going to set my font to, I've just got, these are the fonts that I've loaded into it. Alignment left. Actually, let's put the alignment, yeah, sure. We'll make alignment left and then we'll make the color white. And then I can just type some stuff in here. So this is going to be So I can put that in and it'll update this. Give it a little bit more room. And then I can also, I'm just going to copy and paste both of these. I can put this down here and then I can edit this again and have something else. And I can also do stuff like I can set the color to yellow. There's a bit of a, well, I'll show you in a second, but this is, I demoed this long ago, this functionality, but as you can see, I get, I can put the colors and everything in. Same with the alignment. Maybe if I just change this one and I go back to and set the alignment to center. You know what? I'm just going to use the button that I made because typing is hard. And then I can kind of just arrange everything to my liking. So now that I have that, I can run this briefing builder and I can just click generate. And what this is going to do is it's going to kind of parse this code file and it's going to generate a class that I can import directly into my game. So I can see that this is the file that it's generated and it just uses some utility functions and builds this dynamically. So now I can take this code and I can go into my actual game under the, I'll just continue to put it here, new class, and then I'll call it demo page. And then I can just replace, oops, I can just replace this entire file with the auto-generated contents. So now all I have to do is go into my game and tell it to use that. So I've got things set up right now where I can just kind of, you know what, demo page. I can just kind of build it using this enum. There, and that's all I got to do. So now if I run the game, and I go to my briefing, the second page is the thing that I've laid out in the editor. So that was one of the things that took a good bit of time to do, but it paid off because arranging these things by hand and moving everything pixel perfect and get everything just right was really time consuming for other UI elements, and I didn't really want to do it again. I'm happy with the way this turned out, and I might extend this or repurpose this for future games just to build like UI layers or again like text layers that just require like layout and whatnot. Anyway, because I obviously don't want to keep that, I can just go to my handy dandy Team Explorer and undo all my changes. Thanks, Microsoft. You rock sometimes. All right, so that's it for this demo. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully the next demo is my release candidate. Looking forward to that. I'll see everybody later. Take care. Bye.